guys, it is starting to get a little festive around here. I've just started with my little Christmas decorating in here, so this is not the completed look, but I wanted to get things rolling. So I have my little tree from Target, and it came with like, well, no, it didn't come with. I bought a set that had these little ornaments and the star up top, but then this is my, oh, adorable wee piece of Scotland from my friend Kate that she sent me. So I wanted that to be right up there front and center on my little tree. And this is just a little truck with a tree in it, and it lights up. Yeah. And then this is, I got this last year from Target from the dollar spot, but it was like maybe $5. But it's got a bunch of different cards that you can change around the different little pictures, so that's really fun. Actually, as I was getting it out of the tree, I'm like, I'm so glad I got this. And then I just have my little garland behind me here, but there will be more to come. We'll have some snowiness and some more Christmassy things. So that was just my little start. Today, my husband and I are going out to do a little grocery shopping, some last minute stuff for Thanksgiving food stuff that I'm making, and then maybe a little bit more Christmas shopping, but we'll talk about that after. But anyway, so today I am again going to use my Celestial Divinity palette from my amazing friend Maureen, and I had mentioned when I did my first look that I wanted to do a look with the like green and gold and that kind of thing, so that's what we're doing. So I'm just going to use the kind of brown matte that is in here and try to go light with it, you know, to just give a little matte color, and then I'm going to go into 3 of the shimmers, but I will show you those as I do it. But anyway, so I already have my eyeshadow primer on as well. So the other day, my husband and I had a little Christmas shopping date night. And so we went out, and he was like, well, where do you want to go first? And we knew we were going to Starbucks because it was Double Stars Day. Like, we need that excuse to go to Starbucks. And so I was like, you know what, let's go to TJ Maxx. Well, I am so glad we did, because let me tell you, I cleaned up for Christmas in TJ Maxx. Like, I got so much stuff. And so I have got the majority of my Christmas shopping done now, and I'm so excited. Actually, the most of what I have left is my boys, and they are the hardest because, like, I told them, I'm like, okay, it's like I need to just, you know, give you cash on Christmas morning, which I don't want to do, because it's like, that's no fun. I want them to be able to open stuff, but at the same time, I don't want to buy stuff for them just to have stuff to open that they don't actually want, you know? So it's just like kind of a weird, because they're 21, 18, and 15, and so, you know, it's like the stuff they want is really expensive. We don't do video games. We stopped that several years ago. We do not buy any kind of video game consoles, video games, any of that kind of stuff. They have to buy on their own with money that they, you know, collect from Christmas and birthdays and stuff, or, you know, that they work for, because my husband and I are not huge fans of just, you know, I feel like our world, like, kids waste so much time on video games and stuff, and I don't know, I notice like behaviors that I don't love a lot of times when kids play video games. Like, you'll hear them yelling, and, you know, they get frustrated about stuff, and it's so stupid, and like, you could be putting that energy into something useful. And so I'm not saying video games are all bad, but I'm just saying I think that they're very overused within households as kind of like babysitters and things to, you know, keep parents from having to deal with their kids a lot of times. And so we, a long time ago, decided that we were not contributing to that for our own children. So that's just our thing, you know, everyone's got their own things. You know what though, this is very much a reddish brown. I'm going to get a different brown that's a more neutral color to kind of tone this down, because it's not going to go with the look that I wanted. So let me grab one and I'll be right back. I'm going to take this Profusion Smoky palette, and I'm going to use Sandstorm right here. It's kind of a cool toned brown, and just go over top of that, because it's just, even though I was trying to go light with it, it's just way too red toned for what, you know, I want to do. That's my only thing with this palette, is the only mattes, there's only 3. One's like a mauvey pink, one's more like a cranberry kind of pink, and one, I'm gonna have to take this off actually, and one is like the one that I put on, which is a pink toned brown. And so I'm going to go ahead and take this off and just go in with this other brown, and then I'll come back. Okay, I actually just ended up taking this top notch and kind of running that everywhere and up really high, and then Sandstorm, and did that more in the like crease area, but still, you know, like blown out. Okay, so now we are going to get into these fun shimmers in this palette. And so first off, I am going to use this Capri looking one right here. And I'm just going to use it on my finger because that's how I look best. I definitely made sure to not do my face makeup yet, because that's typically how I do my makeup anyway. Wow. Is put my eye makeup on first and then my face makeup. But sometimes when I'm recording, I do my face makeup first, and it usually ends up biting me, because then I usually end up getting fallout for my shadows, and I'm like, ugh, why did I do that? So yeah, I know from last time that certain shadows, you know, do have some fallout, and that's totally fine. Just if I don't have my face makeup on, then it's no big deal. But anyway, yeah, so in saying that, like, I don't want to just hand my kids money, because I don't want them to spend the money on video game stuff. My oldest son, he, you know, has worked for several years and buys whatever he wants anyway. So he's usually happy actually with getting some clothes and stuff. So that's probably mostly what he'll get. And then my middle son, he's the drummer, and, you know, he basically wants drum stuff all the time. And it's so expensive. Like a cymbal will be $300. Well, we don't spend that much per kid on Christmas, and not even close actually. And so it's like we can't really buy him that. We could give him money toward it, which does happen sometimes, where, like, you know, my parents and my husband's parents and us, you know, we'll kind of all just pool our money together and get him one thing like that, and he's perfectly happy with it because that's what he wants. But yeah, so, but my kids always get stockings too. I always try to make their stockings really fun, so that even if they don't have, you know, much to open, and they're not like that anyway, it's not like they're like, oh, I hardly got anything, especially too being older. But I just feel like it's so much easier to buy for girls than boys. Like, there's so many things you can come up with for girls. All right, I'm gonna go into the green now. And so it's really fun to be able to shop for my son's girlfriend, because she likes makeup and, you know, girly things, and it's just so much easier to find stuff for girls. I feel like there's so many littler things that don't cost a ton of money that are fun. And it was funny though, because yesterday she was over and I was like, okay, so what are some things you want? Because her birthday's December 17th, and so I always do, you know, obviously her birthday stuff then, and then her Christmas stuff. And so I'm like, you know, what do you want for like your birthday and Christmas and stuff? And she's like, I don't know. And she's like, I have such a hard time coming up with things to tell people, you know. And I'm like, she goes, what do you want? And I'm like, I don't know what to tell you. So here's the thing, like, I'm happy with anything. Like, when people give me something, I'm thrilled. But if you ask me what I want, I have a hard time, like, giving you an idea. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I do, for my husband, he greatly appreciates this. I do a Amazon wish list, so he can go in and, you know. So that's something, too, to have maybe your kids do if you're having a hard time figuring out what to get them for Christmas, or anyone. Say, hey, make me an Amazon wish list of things that you want so that I can check it out. Now, I don't know if there's a way around this, but when you buy something, it pulls it off the list, which makes it really obvious that you bought it. So I would say maybe don't buy it through the list. Just see what they put and then go, you know, off of there and just go get it and put it in a cart and buy it, because it does show you when something's taken off the list. And so if you want it to still be somewhat of a surprise of what in that list you're buying them, you might want to do that. So there's just a little heads up. But yeah, it's so much easier to buy for girls. So I thoroughly enjoy shopping for her and for my goddaughter and stuff like that, because it's just girls, you know, they're just easier to buy for. So if you have some great ideas for males, let me know. All right, I'm going to go into this shade here. And then my youngest, I keep asking, like, what do you want? What do you want? I don't know. Clearly I don't need anything. None of us needs anything. I mean, let's be real. But, you know, obviously I'm not going to not get them something for Christmas, because I like giving people gifts. That's like my love language, is giving gifts. I love giving gifts. But that's the thing, that's what makes it hard, because I want them to be meaningful. Like, I don't want to just buy people something to buy them something. And so that's where I come into having a hard time with shopping for people, because if I'm like where I can't come up with something special that I know they'll like, you know, kind of thing, then it takes the fun out of it for me. So that's kind of how it goes. But like my best friend, I already have her present. Like, she's super easy because I just know what I want to get for her, you know. Okay, so see, some of that fell. It's that lightest shade that I was just using, and it's like everywhere. I mean, that the shades before it were fine, and I knew that was going to be the case. You can just tell by looking at it that one was going to be all over the place. So just a heads up. So actually, I'm going to go ahead and put my, because I was going to use it for an inner corner highlight. I'm going to go ahead and do it now, because I don't want to wait until after I get my other makeup on and then have it be all over my face. So those are just things to be aware of when you're using these shadows, if you have them. But yeah, I'm happy with what we were able to get done the other day with shopping, and it was so fun. They had Christmas music on in there, and it just felt fabulous. And I all of a sudden just turned around to my husband and I said, I'm so happy. And I hugged him, and he goes, you're so happy you're just gonna randomly hug me in the middle of the store? I'm like, yep. And he's like, okay. And whatever. And he hugged me back, and we just kind of stood there for a second. Well, we started to dance a little bit because there was fun Christmas music on. And I was so happy. Like, I just love this time of year so much, and getting to spend time with family and that kind of stuff, which brings me to my next point. So I was flying high that night. I was like, everything's great. It's about to be Christmas time. Okay, I'm going to go back into Sandstorm and just kind of blend out by the shimmers. And the next morning, my mom sends me a text. Unfortunately, Christmas tree day is canceled with the governor's orders and, you know, whatever. Like, we can't have... Okay, Christmas tree day is an annual thing for us. It's all my aunts and uncles on my mom's side of the family, my cousins, my grandma, all go over. We used to go to the Christmas tree farm every year. That's why it's called Christmas tree day. But since then, most of us have gotten artificial trees, so we don't do that anymore, but we still kept the tradition. I'm going to go like a mixture of Sandstorm and Raven to just darken up the outer corners here. We still just all get together on that day and have like chili and hot dogs and hot chocolate and tons of stuff. Let's be real, tons of food. And we all watch the Michigan game together, and it's just a fun... Why am I trying to use this brush? Because I'm talking. It's just a really fun day, like kind of kicking off the Christmas season for us, okay? Well, thanks to the stuff going on right now, that is being taken away, and that, I'm not gonna lie, ticks me off. And so I'm very disappointed about that. It kind of took me from being in like a great mood the night before and all excited about the holiday stuff coming up, and as of right now, our governor's orders are just till December 8th, but they'll be extended, I already know. And you know, so Thanksgiving, you're not supposed to be getting together with people. There's not supposed to be more than, you know, groups of 10 in your household. It's supposed to, they're like no more than 10 people, you know, in an indoor, like in a house. And really, it's supposed to just be your family. Well, you'll be seeing this after Thanksgiving, so you can't yell. Well, you can still yell at me if you want, but it doesn't matter. We are still going to my in-laws because it's only my husband and I and our 3 boys, his mom and dad, his aunt, and his one sister that we did Thanksgiving together like that last year and are doing that again this year. And so we're doing it. And I need to get something else to darken that up. I'm just going to use root beer from the Soda Pop palette. But yeah, like we are still going to... His parents are flying back from Florida. Like, they go down to Florida for part of the year. And so they left like right by Halloween, and then they'll be back the Monday before Thanksgiving, and then they stay through New Year's, and then they go back down for a few months. And so they already had their plane ticket to come home for us to do Thanksgiving together and everything, and we're doing it. So that's just the way it is. I'll use this cola float too, because the holidays are about family and about getting together with your family, and I'm not willing to give that up. If we are comfortable with being together, then, and you know, whatever, then I think we should be. And you know, anyone who's not and wants to not be around people right now, that's fantastic. Like, that's fine too. But it should be our choice. And so that is definitely happening. And then we also then are just doing, because we always celebrate on Christmas tree day, we always celebrate my twin niece's birthday. And so my mom said, well, since we can't, you know, have everybody here and whatever, I want my girls and their families and to come over that day and to celebrate the twins. So we are doing that. So, and watching the game together and stuff, because my oldest son was like, no, we always watch the game with Grandpa. Like, that's what, and I'm like, and we are. Like, we are not sacrificing those things. And so that's what we're doing. So, yeah. All right. I think I'm going to go back into that. I'm struggling with the mats here. That's the only bad thing about this palette, is the mat situation, which is fine as long as you just, you know, pull out some other mats to use. But you just have to be aware of that. And I was not really prepared. I should have been, because I already knew that. But, oh yeah, adding that copper color back in. That's really pretty. This is a much more, like, it's a very, like, kind of tame, neutral kind of look, and I'm here for it today. So, okay, I'm going to go ahead and do the rest of my face and all that good stuff, and then we will come back and finish up the eyes and lips and wrap this up. Okay, I put my face on. It's amazing what a difference it makes, isn't it? Okay, so now I'm just going to do my under eye, which I actually think I'm going to go ahead and just use that green and run that underneath my lower lash line. And okay, so, and what I was talking about with still getting together with family, obviously we're being smart. Like, if someone doesn't feel well, we're not going, you know, kind of thing. Like, it wouldn't make sense to, you know, not be feeling good and go around people. So we're not morons, but yeah, it's just, it's very frustrating to me, and I'm just really hoping that by the time it's getting closer to Christmas, this stuff is lifted, because, you know, we have like our big family Christmas party that is with the same group that we do Christmas tree day with. And if we can't do that either, like, I am going to be so upset. I already have my stuff for our fun sock exchange that we do. We do like a white elephant. All the women do, and it's so fun every year. And there's just so much about the holidays that brings me such joy. I'm always like, Christmas and Brown City Camp, which, if you don't know, I go to Brown City Camp. It's our church camp, and it's technically 10 days, but we go for almost 2 weeks because we go early. But that is in the end of July, beginning of August. So Christmas and Brown City Camp are like my two like pivotal things of the year that just, I'm like, one gets me through to the next kind of thing. Like, they're just things that I enjoy so much. They bring me so much joy. And thank God we got to have Brown City Camp this year. And there were thousands of people together and no one got it. So I'm so thankful for that. And I was just, we were so worried. Like, my friends and stuff were all, you know, texting each other like, oh my gosh, what if camp doesn't happen? What if, you know, like, we were so worried about it and upset, and like, it's just such a huge thing for so many people. And like, something that so many of us, we just need that time to get away and get our focus in the right spot. And So I am so thankful that we were able to have it. And then, so now, you know, like the other day we were talking about too, with a lot of churches, like our church is still open, but they do, like, there's 3 services on Sunday, and they, you know, things are all spread out, and, you know, whatever, they take all these precautions. And so thankfully there's been, you know, in church services, and you can watch online if you can't go or don't want to go, you know, kind of thing. But you know, I'm like, what's gonna happen like between now and Christmas? What if we can't do Christmas Eve service? And my husband's like, no, there has to be Christmas Eve service. That would be so depressing. That would be horrible. And I'm like, I know. And that's the thing. It's like, these are things that it's like, to take this all away from people is, I just don't think it's fair. I think we should be given the choice. The choice should be ours. Do you feel comfortable? You know, if your church is offering a service, if you feel comfortable, go. If you don't, stay home and you can watch it, you know, kind of thing. I don't think we should be told we can't do things. And so that's just really where I'm coming from on that. Sorry you had to watch me do that with my eyes. I wasn't even thinking about that. I'm doing it while I'm talking, because I usually don't do that on camera. And then I'm going to use this Avon. I've actually used this a lot. I'm so thankful. I got it in Ipsy, and it's in sepia. It's a Avon Color Glimmer Sticks Diamond Eyeliner, and looks like this. And I use this thing a ton. It's such a pretty color. It seems to last pretty well in my waterline. So when I'm doing, like, you know, looks that have like the golds or coppers or whatever, it tends to be what I reach for. I really do enjoy it. But yeah, so things, I mean, like my mom said, even for Christmas, she's like, no matter what's happening, I'm spending Christmas with my girls and their families, like my grandkids and stuff. And so we will definitely be with my parents and my siblings and stuff, you know, as long as everyone's feeling well for Christmas and stuff, no matter what, because it's just, that's not being taken away from us, and we feel very strongly about that. And so yeah, I'm interested to know what you guys think. At this point, I have known several people who have had it, and only one of those people was hospitalized, and that was in the very beginning when this all started, when they were putting people on respirators, and she was put on a respirator and everything. But other than that, everyone else I know who has had it, either, none of them were hospitalized, none of them. And, you know, most of them said it was like a really bad flu. Some people didn't even feel anything. The only reason they knew was because they had to be tested, like for work or something. And we're like, I thought I just had my allergy issues, you know, whatever, no big deal. So I don't know. I just have a hard time being like, oh, we can't do anything or see anyone because of this. Like, when even the people that I know who have had it, and some people who I know have had it are people with serious medical conditions aside from that, you know? So it should be the ones that are the most high risk, and, you know, that you'd be the most scared of having something bad happen, and it didn't. And so, yes, bad things can happen, but bad things can happen all the time. You can get in your car and get killed in a car accident. That doesn't mean you're never going to drive because you're afraid of it. I don't know. It's just it's a very heated topic. I am aware. And like I said, though, people should have the right to do what they feel comfortable with. If my family wants to be together, we should be able to be together. And if there are people who don't want to because they don't feel comfortable, they should be able to stay at home and not have people criticize that either. You know, this shouldn't be something that's divisive. It's just, you know, should be your choice. That's why we live in a free country, so we have choices. And it's kind of uncomfortable when you feel like those things are being taken away from you. And I am not an outspoken person. I am non-conflict kind of person and stuff, but this I do feel really strongly about, and it has been really getting to me. And so, yeah, I mean, you know, we all have a right to our own opinions, and I think this is something that a lot of people have. I know a lot of people have the same opinion as me, but I know a lot of people don't. So, and that's perfectly fine. But yeah, so I just felt like talking about it because it was like I was just in this fantastical Christmas spirit mood the other night, and then it was just like, oh, okay, great. Well, one of our main things for the holidays now can't happen. Like, cool, you know? All right, let me grab what I'm going to use for lips, and we'll do those, and we will be done. Okay, so for my lips, I just went ahead and used this Wet n Wild pencil, and it's in Thorn, I think, is the name of it. Am I right? Am I wrong? I can't find it. Willow. I'm a liar. Willow. I lost the cap for this a long time ago, and whatever. It's like the whole pencil, so... All right, and then I used that BH Cosmetics Evelyn. It's the liquid linen lipstick. Because last time when I used it, I felt it was a little bit too light, but I wanted to try it again. And so I just lined my lips and filled them in with this and then put this on top. And I feel like I really liked this formula. Like, so I wanted to test it out again today, but I wanted to darken it up just slightly. So that is the lip color, and I am really liking it. And the eyes, let me come up real quick and show you up close. This is just a very simple look. And sometimes I really, really like them. And I'm sorry if you hear my stomach growling because it is going crazy. And I feel like just running that green underneath was just very simple, but it's, you know, pretty and kind of impactful. And so that is my look. This light, I'm filming on a different, like on a phone, a different phone. I always film on a phone, but I want to see if I can change the color. It would look better. Not that. That's very warm. Yeah, because I think, yeah, this is the one I usually film with, but with my other phone, I feel like it gives a different look than this one. So, I don't know. That one's way too white, and that one I feel like is way too warm. But anyway, whatever. But yeah, I hope that you guys don't think I'm like being negative and stuff. I'm not trying to be negative. I just like, this is just something that is so important to me, is spending time with my family. It's the ultimate thing in life to me, is being able to spend time with the people you love. And so I'm having a little bit of a hard time with being told that I can't. And I don't know, it just doesn't feel right to me. It doesn't sit right with me. And so, you know, sometimes I just feel like I need to vent some of those feelings I'm feeling. And I love you guys' feedback. Again, this is no disrespect to anybody. I'm not trying to be disrespectful. Definitely not being disrespectful to people who have had, you know, family members and stuff be very sick with this in very scary times. I completely understand that. It's just, there's so many things in this life that we have no control over. And, you know, different sicknesses and things that can happen. And we can't live always worrying about like what ifs, you know what I mean? And so to miss out on opportunities to be with the people we love, I feel like it's not right, because we never know what can happen to anyone. And so say you can't get together for Christmas because they tell you that you can't, and your loved one dies of something else, and now you missed the opportunity to spend time with them. That's just, I can't help but think that way. And we weren't meant to live in fear. That is not what we were not created to be fearful. And to be smart, yes, not to just do things blindly and dumbly, but, you know, we just weren't meant to live in fear. And so I refuse to live in fear, and I just, I want to be able to make my own decisions about, you know, things like this. So, yeah, so you guys let me know what you think, and I hope you enjoyed this look. I very much enjoy it, and I'm glad like I put these earrings on today, because I feel like they go perfect with the eyes, which I kind of planned maybe. And I'm loving this lip color, so yay. I'm really happy with how today's look turned out. So again, thank you, Maureen, so much for this palette. It's gorgeous, and I'm excited to be able to do more looks with it. and just play with it even in my own time, not necessarily on camera. I was just telling people I have this bad habit of when I get something new, I don't use it until I can record with it. And I'm like, that's so dumb, because sometimes things sit because I don't have time to get to them. And I'm like, I should be using it and loving it, not waiting until I can film with it. You know, I can film with it anytime. It doesn't have to be the first time I've ever used the palette to do a look for you guys, you know, kind of thing. So I'm trying to change my mentality on that one. But yeah. All right, this video is probably already a million years long, so I'm going to let you go. And I thank you guys so much for watching, and I will talk to you very soon. Bye.